Ladies and gentlemen, this is Weeknights. I am your co-host, one half of your host, Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B, hence the glasses and the whole get-up today. Aka Cool Grandma, but not really, aka I don't know, anything else. We need to skip all of that and get to why I am here by myself. So not really why, but JD couldn't be here today, so I'm stepping in. I know it looks like we're playing musical chairs this week. We'll be back to full capacity hopefully tomorrow. But we didn't want to leave you hanging without an episode today, so I'm here. So we're gonna run through a couple of things. We're gonna discuss a few things, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. Yeah. So let's get into it. This is weird because I've never done an episode of Weeknights by myself. JD usually does. He's been the guy who has done solo episodes, including this week. Please make sure you check out our Tuesday episode because he did it solo. I was not feeling well. But this is my first time doing a weeknights episode alone. So thank you. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. Please stick around. Like I said, we've got a few topics to cover. I've got my shades on because I'm the real king of R&B, and I feel like if I'm hosting a podcast by myself as the real king of R&B, I should show up the way, you know, one does. So anyway, let's get into it. First topic on my list is about Instagram. I feel like JD's not gonna like this topic, so probably best that we're doing it without him. He would either love this topic or hate it. So Instagram has finally, after 15 years, 15 years, Instagram has finally decided that iPad users will get their own app. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you have an iPad, you can go to the App Store right now. This is not an ad, but you can go to the App Store right now. And okay, I'm going to take off the glasses because you can see the reflection of everything. Anyway, you can go to the App Store right now and you will find an Instagram for iPad app. It's taken them years to make this optimization. Previously, you'd have to use the iPhone app, which was not optimized for the larger screen. And now you don't have to do that. Now you just get on your iPad, get on your Instagram app, and you're good to go. I'm talking about full screen experience for all of y'all iPad users now. This is ridiculous. Why did this take 15 years? What is the reason this took 15 years? We know that, well, I don't know anything, but didn't didn't Meta have this technology already? Like, why is this? But I guess between Apple and Meta, how is this just happening? I need somebody to come to the podium and explain this to me. And maybe someone did, but just so y'all hear it from um, a tech source. This came from TechCrunch, where they said after years of people constantly nudging Instagram about releasing an iPad app, the social network is finally launching one today. This means users will no longer need to use the iPhone app, which is not optimized for larger screens, or Instagram for web on the iPad. The new app defaults to the real screen, allowing you to scroll up and watch short videos on a larger screen. I mean, this wasn't a lot to ask for. I wonder why this took so long. I could see in the first however many years it probably wasn't a priority, but by 2025, it's like 15 years. It took y'all this long? Very strange to me. But apparently you'll get most of the features. That bugged me out too. I was like, wait, so people are not getting all of the features? But they said you'll get most of the features that you typically get from your phone. And that's really it. I'm sure there have been other apps that people have used. A lot of third party apps were born because of some of the deficiencies of some of these apps that we use so frequently. So I'm sure something existed where there was a workaround, but you have direct use to it now. And I just thought this was really bizarre that this was new. So I wanted to talk about it. Something else that's new: Will Smith's deal with Paramount. Now, I know that we've been talking about Will Smith a lot lately, and I totally understand if you're over it or you're tired. I feel like JD might have been tired of this too. I don't know. I gotta ask him what he thinks about this. But I felt like this was a good time to talk about something exciting going on with Will Smith. I feel like recently there's a lot of things about Will Smith that kind of have given us the ick. So this was something that really excited me, and I was like, okay, we getting back to it. We getting back to the money. We getting back to the creating. I mean, the films. I'm never gonna say no to Will Smith doing a film or producing a film or anything like that. So let's get into exactly what this deal entails. So according to Variety, one second. According to Variety, Westbrook, the entertainment company founded by Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, has signed a first look deal with Paramount. In a release touting the pact, Paramount said that Westbrook will focus on creating global four-quadrant theatrical movies that have the potential to launch franchises and are based on pre-existing intellectual properties. Will Smith is expected to star in the films, and Jada Pinkett Smith is expected to produce them. Okay, so the dynamic duo. Now, this is where my co-host would absolutely call bullshit. But the dynamic, but the dynamic duo will be getting together to make some films with Paramount. I think this is amazing. This is the best news I've heard coming from these two people in a really long time. I know Will Smith's been doing his music thing and he seemed really into that for a while, and that's fine. I haven't been into the music, but this I'm into, and they've already started producing films. According to Variety, it says that, excuse me, according to Paramount by Variety, Paramount said that two projects are already in development. Sugar Bandits is a thriller that is based on a book by Chuck Hogan. The original story was called Devils in Exile. And there's also Rabbit Hole, which is being written by John Spates, one of the screenwriters of the Dune films. Okay, Dune is pretty big, pretty freaking big. Westbrook Westbrook will be based on the Paramount lot in Hollywood as part of the deal. Okay, so that's cool. So they're gonna have offices on the Paramount lot. This is a marriage. This is more than an entanglement. Okay? I like this. I like this for Will Smith because I think that he's been singing his redemption song and I haven't really been into it. You know, after the slap, things got weird. And even before the slap, things were a little weird. I love this. I think this is great. And I'm wondering if films that he's previously done, we're going to see some of that evolve, some of those storylines evolve. I remember he was talking about, we talked a few months ago about them developing a sequel to Hitch. I wonder if that's still happening. I wonder if that's going to happen under this deal. I would be curious to see how that goes. Again, I've said before, I don't think we need another Hitch, but I wouldn't be mad if we got another Hitch. I feel like, why not? I'm not mad at it. If they give it to us, I will watch. I'm an easy sell. I gotta be honest. But anyway, y'all know that about me. Anyway, so this is great. You know, we're gonna spread good vibes their way. And hopefully, hopefully this breeds some very good films. I'm hopeful. Now, just so you know, just in case, under the Westbrook under the Westbrook name, the previous films that we know about that have been done already outside of this deal, Emancipation, Bad Boys Ride or Die, and King Richard. I loved King Richard. Do y'all remember King Richard? That was the movie about Venus and Serena and their dad. So good. If you have not seen that, please watch that. So yeah, so I think this is an amazing move for him, for them as a couple, for them as business people. I just think this is great for them as people in Hollywood. This is the tea right here. This is the tea. All right, we got something else new. We got another collaboration that I wanted to talk about. It's someone that I did not know about until today, but I thought it would be cool to talk about somebody that isn't as well known as Will Smith or Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, I'm sure people know this person, so when I say isn't as well known, I just mean not at the level that these people are at. Kam Patterson. So let me back up for a second. SNL season 51 is about to start. They have just announced their new cast members. They've got 5 new cast members. I don't have all of their names and I don't have information about all of them. The standout is Kam Patterson, and that's what I want to talk about. So Kam Patterson is a comedian. He's based out of Austin. Apparently, he was born in Florida, but he's been doing his comedy career in Austin. People would probably know him from the Kill Tony podcast. Now, I just learned about this. I'm very curious about this. But apparently, the Kill Tony podcast is a live podcast. All right, let me read. Let me read what this says. When I do my Googles, it says Kill Tony is an American live podcast stand-up comedy variety show. That is a mouthful. Created and hosted by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe and produced and co-hosted by Brian Redban. Apparently, the show premiered around my birthday, 2013, and has released a new episode every Monday night since. So I didn't know anything about this. I'm not a big stand-up comedy person, so this wouldn't have been on my radar. Again, another thing I will have to talk to my co-host about. He may know about this already, but Kill Tony it's apparently very popular in the comedy world, and Kam Patterson has been on Kill Tony, and he's been rising to stardom, apparently. Complex says SNL adds Kill Tony comedian Kam Patterson to season 51 cast. It says the show actually made the announcement a couple days ago, and Kam Patterson is among those to be added to the lineup. He is a 26-year-old comedian out of Orlando, Florida, and he made his first appearance on Kill Tony back in 2023 and has quickly become a fan favorite for his hilarious 1-minute comedy skits and his back and forth with the show's TV host, Tony Hinchcliffe. Now, I did see, let me just read this part. He's traveled the country performing with some of the show's regulars and regularly posts his content on his social media platforms where he's gained hundreds of thousands of followers. The comedian posted about his SNL news hours after the announcement was made with a photo of himself and the caption, "Monday nights changed my life. Let's see how I do on Saturdays." I love that. That's so cute. Okay, so I like this. I like this because SNL is such a big name, and I think that the fact that they're still looking at young talent and still hiring young talent and diverse talent at that is amazing. Say what you will, and SNL is not for everybody. I admit that. I don't watch SNL every week. I do catch it sometimes when there's guests that I want to see, or if I'm just curious. I always feel like their first few episodes at the beginning of the season are always pretty good, and I usually check it out, but I never stick around for the entire season. It's just not something that I keep up with regularly. But I do think that it is important for spaces like an SNL to continue to foster young talent. So I love this story, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. I was like, yes, good for him. Kam Patterson. I don't know him personally, but he is funny. Do go check him out. Go check him out on social media because I did look him up and he got some jokes. He's got some jokes. And trust me, if you could get me with your stand-up comedy, you're doing all right. You're doing all right. Okay? Because I not easily impressed in that department. But I think this is really dope. And I'm excited for him. I mean, again, hiring that young talent. He's 26, black guy. He's funny, got a lot going for himself. They say that they're not sure if he's going to continue to be a part of Kill Tony. My guess is it would be hard because Kill Tony travels a lot and it's also based in Austin and his new job is based in New York. So I don't know, but I guess that remains to be seen. Maybe they'll work something out with him so that he's able to still make appearances. We'll see. Not really sure, but yeah. Please let me know in the comments if you have experience with Kam Patterson, if you have checked him out before, if you have seen any of his shows. Let me know. If there's one that you think that I really need to see, please let me know and I will go look for it. But I think this is amazing. Again, SNL season 51. SNL has been around for a really long time. This is why they need to continue hiring young, fresh talent. They've been around a really long time. And tomorrow is promised for no one and no show. Okay? It's just not. But yeah, so those were my three little topics that I wanted to talk about. I'm so sorry that the gang's not all together today, but hopefully tomorrow we will be. And I appreciate y'all for watching. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much for vibing with me while JD is out. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye.